man, what you say, man? Hey, man, y'all hear this, man? Okay. Pop, you need to speak up, little butt. I can't hear you.
DLB presentation. What's happening? I know you're saying something, but I can't hear you. You're talking about nothing.
Hello, welcome to Word Around Town. I'm your host, Kristen Young, and today I'm here with Bryce and Leah. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You run the radio show B2P.
B2P.
Tell us a little about yourselves.
All right, well, I went to PG for 2 years, transferred to UMD, and got my degree in mass communications. And then I took that degree and came here to B2P Radio. And I knew her in college, but we had, distanced once I transferred to Maryland, but then we reunited, and that's how she became a part of B2P Radio as well.
Leah, tell me a little about yourself.
Well, like he said, I attended the same school as he did, and I was a communications major. I still spend a lot of my time. I'm really interested in art. I love all sorts of artwork. Yes, I love all sorts of artwork, and that's one of the things that we like to bring to B2P. Is the art and diversity.
Oh, okay. So the question of the day is, what does B2P mean? Everybody around the world wants to know this weird name. Yeah. Tell us what B2 mean
we get that a lot.
And what does it stand for?
We get that a lot.
It's black, not black, back to Pluto.
Back to Pluto.
Yeah.
What does that exactly mean?
Well, there were a few years ago, people were saying Pluto's not a planet, so that's official now. Pluto's not a planet. Mm-hmm. We think differently.
Right.
We say that it is, and that's the entire landscape of our radio show. We want to be different. We want to be diverse. We want to bring that diversity back to the community.
We want to give you something that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
You gotta respect it.
Yeah.
So, Brian, tell us, what is your job at B2P? What do you do? And then Leah, you go on to tell us about what do you do?
Well, I'm actually the director for the show, so anything that we need to do during the course of the show, or the cues, anything like that, that's my job. Mm-hmm. She makes the magic really happen.
Oh, thank you.
But I'm behind the scenes, just making sure everything runs smoothly. Mm-hmm. So, but she's our host. She could tell you a little bit more about that, though.
And you have other cast members, true?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are their job descriptions? Or y'all work together as a unit, or is it
Yes, they are absolutely amazing. We are just like a family at this point. We're 2 years in, by the way. And
that's a very long time.
Right, we've come a very long way. We actually started on the internet. So
11 viewers.
Yes, exactly, 11 viewers. And to get to where we are today in our own studio is just amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. So how did y'all really go about getting your own, you've always wanted to have a radio show, or just one day you woke up, hey, let's make a radio show?
Well, actually, but something that she tells me a lot is that people keep saying that she has a great radio voice. Mm-hmm. That's something that she was telling me when she was in college.
Yes, you do, by the way. I love it.
So I recommended to her that, hey, why don't you try the radio thing? You might as well. What do you have to lose but time? So she went ahead and tried it. She loved it.
You couldn't imagine how nervous I was. I think the very first time, even with our 11 viewers, for me, I was shaking. I didn't even remember what my name was. I couldn't. Who was I?
That fear, it gets to you.
Yeah, I didn't know who.
Being a TV host, it gets really frustrating at times. But you really have to come over yourself, and you have to be focused and very there with it.
And it took a while for me to really come into my own. But I think those classes that we took together, he recommended that I go back to our first school that we went together, which is PG.
And you said y'all started 2 years ago?
Right.
Yes.
That is amazing. So what is y'all viewing point now? What are your listening points?
We're up to a solid 30,000 just around the area.
That is amazing. I have to commend you on that, because it's really hard out here, and not a lot of people make it in the radio business, and it's just for you to strive and get out there, you had to be really focused, I know. So what struggles did you come upon with you making this radio show?
Well, we had a lot of struggles, but the thing that we agreed as a team that we remember before every show we have a banner up. Yeah. Even Oprah struggled. That's what the banner says.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So every time we walk into the studio,
Oprah, by
we
the
see
way?
that. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
That's
on our bucket list.
There
Trust
we go.
us.
But we're trying to make it as big as Oprah, Michael Bays, and Tom Joyner, but we know they started off pretty small too.
Yes, and
Right.
for 2 years in it, and y'all having that many listeners, that's y'all, in my mind, y'all doing very well for
Yeah,
yourselves. Like,
yeah.
you keep going. So, are you both in school, or this is just your one job, or do you have both? Like,
Well, this is my one job. I'm
Right.
graduated, not planning on going back to school for anything.
understandable. It's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to spend the money, I just want to make it. So,
Yeah, exactly. It took a lot of hustling.
And are you guys an item? Because there's little rumors out here.
No,
Oh,
no,
no.
we're just
we don't even know
really
where
close
that
friends.
came from. We're so close, and it's brother and sister more than
Yeah,
anything else.
yeah.
All of us, we have a rule. Dating can become very awkward.
Especially in the workplace.
Yes.
Do you have strict rules, like
We don't
applying
have-
to all of your members?
We don't have strict rules. They can do
Right.
what they want, but they'll suffer the consequences later if they
Right.
end up breaking up.
Yes,
So-
because
Right.
two mates in the same room,
Yeah.
you don't never know how it will go. But that's really good.
Yeah.
So tell us more about the radio show. Like, what type of music do you play? Like, are you R&B, rap, hip hop? What type of music? Like, tell me about it.
Well, since we're diverse and everything, we just play a little bit of everything.
We're definitely very eclectic. We like
Yeah.
to have a different, just for all viewers. You know, we don't want to have, the worst thing that you can do is to feel like someone is casted away or exiled. Or
So
something
y'all
like
even
that.
do country?
Yes,
we will
we
go from Carrie
do.
Underwood to
yes.
Ellie Gold to Wiz
And what do you
Khalifa.
do to find y'all have to listen to a lot of music every
Yeah.
day to pick
Yes.
out songs that
Yeah.
y'all want to play.
I mean,
So,
well,
like,
what we
that's-
basically do, like, she walks
Right.
to the station, but sometimes she drives a car. She actually tells me that, when
Oh,
she's
so
listening
both
to
of
the
you
radio.
live near the station,
Well,
or?
I'm
It's
2
about a
train
train ride
stops
away.
Yeah.
Right, and I do a whole lot of jogging in my free time. I like art and I like to
Way
exercise.
to stay in shape. You get to work and you get to jogging. You gotta respect it.
Yes, exactly. The only thing is when we go to work and I smell a little funky. So
So nobody sits near her.
Maybe you should invest in a shower at the job spot.
can we talk to my boss about that?
We'll discuss that.
But that's really good. Do you interview people, or like?
Yeah, we
Or
do.
y'all more of a music listening station?
That's my favorite part of my job, is the interaction with the fans because we believe in a whole
so
lot
you're the host.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
And
So-
are y'all a call-in type station?
Yes, we are very interactive. We like emails. We're working on expanding and making our website even bigger, just so that,
And what type of music? Tell us a little bit of the people y'all have interviewed already.
Well, we interview like really local celebrities,
Okay.
but they are celebrities on a national scale.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't been able to, like people like Wale, John Wall. We're having Robert Griffin in a little bit, in about 2 weeks. He's just gonna come in and just give us a little bit of insight how he's
My favorite player.
Yeah, how
Hail
he's-
to the Redskins.
how he's loving DC life, all that stuff.
Right.
It's a great city, so it's filled with a lot of well-known people. David
okay.
Corey, who's just recently on the X Factor.
Right.
We're bringing him in just to, well, it's kind of a double dose. It's a win-win. He gets more exposure, we get more exposure too. So,
And I've heard about your beef with WKYS. Tell us a
Yeah,
little about that.
Well, we basically, them being local and us being local, we would think that they would support us
And we would
things like
help
that.
each other to make each other better.
Yeah,
but
but
unfortunately,
they-
that doesn't seem to be like the case for
Nah.
us.
It's not a
So
real
is
beef.
it more of a verbal or just like slick comments on the radio?
Well,
Like,
it's basically it's not. We don't really. We like to keep our radio station clean. Like that's
Right.
our strict policy.
Right.
None of that beef stuff comes into the radio. Personal stuff that even if it's with the radio station with another one, we leave that completely.
so
off.
one day we're just gonna have
Yeah.
to sit all of y'all down and we're just gonna have a group conversation about this. And
Are you gonna
just
be the
settle
mediator?
beat. Yeah,
Are you gonna be the mediator?
I'm the
Therapy.
next Tyra Banks.
We are going to be right here.
Oh,
So everybody should expect that.
So, how do a person go about if they want their music played on your station? Like, how would they really go about that?
Well, since we're local,
Yeah.
we know we're local. We support local artists.
And our DJ, he spends a lot of
And
his
what's your
time.
DJ
He's
name?
awesome, Daniel.
Yes, Daniel.
yeah.
He spends a lot of his time after he gets off. He likes to go to all the independent shows.
Yeah.
And,
And he listens to a lot of underground stuff that I just don't have the time to like go search and things like that because
Right.
he's a DJ. He doesn't really have any other
And also,
things to do.
as cliche as it sounds, just definitely have your people talk to my people kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
You
That's,
know,
that's how it should
I have
work.
many friends that come up to me and just say, hey, you should play such and such a person. That'll be really good. I like his music, and it's worked a lot.
And sometimes, like on Friday nights, we'll have local artists will play their music from about like 6 to 8 in the evening. And it's one night only because we know people don't want to hear it every single day, every single night.
Right.
But we do give them a lot of time. We're thinking about expanding it to another hour as
Right.
well to get more people in. But we just really want to hook up our local people because they're working hard around here.
Yeah.
And I know the radio business gets a little tough after a while.
Yeah.
So how do you really organize your personal life? Like, Leah, I know that you have 3 kids.
Right.
So how do you set aside the time for your kids and the personal time with your kids
Right.
and with your radio show?
Well, we definitely believe in staying fresh, and actually, they're the ones that help me stay fresh. You know, they'll tell you that I'm the most uncool person, and you can't even believe them. But you know, but I do. I love to spend my time with them, and sometimes, you know, they beg me to bring them along.
And Brian, what about you?
I have no kids.
Soon.
Ah,
Have a girlfriend, so soon.
and I know my man always at work. So how do you really deal with that?
Well, sometimes she comes in, she's like that cliche girlfriend. She brings me lunch.
She's
she
very
thinks
lovely.
Oh,
yeah, she
that's
thinks
very
it's
cute.
kind of icky though. She's like, oh my gosh, you guys need to take that boo love somewhere else.
Little personal picnics at
Yeah.
work on break time.
Yeah,
Right.
Because you know, I close my office door. Nobody else needs to be in on our picnic or whatever like that. So,
So your personal business, you set aside your personal business from your work business. That's really good. So anything else you want people to know? Like, how would people go about if they want to work for you guys? Like, do we go online?
you go on the
What do we do?
website, you can submit an application, or you can come to our studio and get a paper application. We have secretaries.
And
that will
where's
be happy to help
your
you.
studio located again?
Oh, we're downtown DC,
We're
not
in
too
the
far
heart
from
of
the
DC.
not too far from the White House and Verizon Center.
Which is
it's
a
not
very
exactly
nice-
gallery place though.
Exactly, but for us,
It's near the Warner Theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For us, it's definitely been home. And
Yeah.
also another way to get to us, like you said, we also have a very good internship opportunities.
Yeah.
Oh, that is always wonderful. You
Yes.
know, college kids always out here looking for internships. It's just like, it's hard out here nowadays. So for
Exactly.
y'all to support internship, I'm very
We
pleased
believe
to
that the
hear.
youth is definitely our future.
Yeah.
Yes, they definitely are. So what are your goals? Like, is the radio show your only goal, or do you have other goals outside of this?
Well, you know, there's always more goals. There's always another level that you're going to want to reach. We
Right.
don't just want to stay on the radio our entire careers. Like,
Right.
if possible, we'd like to go to the TV.
Oh, that's always wonderful. I will always sponsor y'all or be a reference
Yeah,
to
we
y'all
appreciate that.
because
We would love that.
I believe in the future, but
Yeah.
that's your ultimate goal. Like, what is your retirement age? Like, tell me. Like, this is-
Wow.
I'll retire when I die.
Yeah, exactly. We hear that all the time. You sleep.
so you're just gonna be old on the radio. Old.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we're going to be training up, you know, some younger hosts. That's why we have the internship program.
Right.
So we can start training up more people. We're not going to be a radio show host when we're like 90.
Right.
Because we're not going to be able to remember all the stuff that,
I know.
that we wrote down just a few seconds ago to start talking about.
No, last thing we want is for me to have like a heart attack on air.
Yes, it's really
But-
hard out here.
Yeah.
But you guys, I'm glad that you came on the show to talk to me because there was word around, like the first and foremost, the name of the show and the business. It was just really hard. So I really thank you guys for coming on the show and
Thank you for having
clarifying.
us.
And I thank you for clarifying the beef with WKYS. You know, y'all, everybody's grown, so we should all be able to talk about it. And when I have them on the show, I hope you guys watch and clear it up. So thank you for joining the show. I hope to see everybody again, and thank you for coming. Tune in next week. We're gonna have Lil Wayne, and we're gonna talk about the Kiss with Stevie J. We're not gonna get too much in the details on that one, but thank you for joining the show. Anything else you guys would like to say to the members?
Make sure you listen to Back to Pluto Radio. We're on all day. If you want to hear some diverse music, just check us out.
All right, thank you guys. Goodbye.
Oh.